Hello, good afternoon, and a very Republic Day to everyone. Today on Verdictum, we'll be launching a new series called Women in the Bar, in which we'll be speaking to female lawyers in various courts across the country and highlighting their experiences and challenges they have faced along the way. And today, our very first special guest is Additional Solicitor General of India, Aishwarya Bhati ma'am. A very warm welcome to Verdictum, ma'am. Ma'am has been known for fighting for the rights of women, children, and people with disabilities. She is also one of the youngest Additional Solicitor General of India and the fourth woman in the country to occupy this coveted position. Madam ascribes her success and standing to her mother's indomitable values and spirit, whom she considers as her greatest inspiration. Her professional guru and mentor is her elder brother. She is a firm believer that success is measured not by how much money one makes, but by how much difference one makes in the life of others. So, first of all, ma'am, very happy Republic Day to you.
Thank you so much, Sukriti, for your kind words. It's a privilege to be here with you.
So, moving on to the first question, ma'am. Since you came from a family of an Air Force officer, what made you choose law as a profession, especially in those days when law has not been a preferred career? And how was your journey as a law student?
So I am actually really an accidental lawyer, Sukriti. Law was not my first choice. I wanted to be a pilot in the Air Force. That's where I headed first, and destiny has its ways. So I failed the pilot aptitude test, and out of a failure came the journey of law. And like you mentioned in my introduction, my elder brother is my friend, philosopher, guide, professional guru. He is the one who introduced me to law and the beauty of law, really. And he told me I should try this and I would like that. And I took his advice. And after taking law, I think it has been a beautiful journey from day one. Law was a subject that I took to like fish to water. And if today, I mean, one gets wiser with age, no? So if today I was given an option to live my life all over again, law would certainly be my first choice. I think law. I have loved my interaction and my journey as a student of law to the fullest.
Wonderful. So, talking about your litigation career, so how was the initial days of litigation? Since now, at least, we see that many girls are moving towards litigation, but earlier the number was very few. So, what were the hardships you faced during the initial days of your career?
So, Sukriti, I have this year completed 25 years at the bar. And today law is a preferred choice and women are taking to choosing law as a subject. So, the change is visible from the classroom to the courtrooms, the law classrooms. In our times, 50, 60 students in a class and barely 4 or 5 used to be girls. These days, it's a 50-50 number. And that number one sees in the court corridors also. There are more and more women making a choice to take to litigation. But litigation per se, law in the beginning and then litigation per se has continued to be a male bastion. Not because, but now I feel that it's not because the law or a litigation profession is difficult for women to pursue. I think the construct of the litigation profession is such that the initial gestation is so long. First 10 years almost of your professional journey as a litigation lawyer, there is a lot of investment that this profession needs from you, investment of your time, your energy, hard work. There's no it's not constructed in a manner that you start getting salaries from day one. You have to learn in the initial years, and then you have to depend on clients coming to you, and clients will usually don't trust people in India, don't come to come to the court of law as a litigant as a first choice. People in India come as a last resort to a court of law. So the litigation is a very serious profession in India, and the stakes are very high for the litigants. So they don't want to engage young lawyers, and because not many women lawyers chose litigation, and out of those who chose, also not many pursued their journey. There are a lot of women lawyers who started off their journey but did not pursue it. The social construct is such at home that your professional journey is always at loggerheads with what your biological clock for one, then what is expected from you in the societal contours of being the primary caregiver at home. So that is why clients don't come to young lawyers, and then if you're a young woman lawyer at that, then it's all the more difficult, because you don't inspire confidence for a litigant to give you the file. And in India also, the journey of a file in litigation is very long. It's not like it's going to get over in a couple of years. It takes decades, and it may take generations also. That is the anomaly of our system. That's how our system works. So these are some of the reasons why women always did not feel comfortable in this profession, but that is changing now. Initial years are still tough. They are tough for any lawyer. Let me tell you, it's not the profession will not make a discrimination between the gender. The profession will not be light on you because you're a woman. Profession will not be tough on you because you're a woman. The profession will judge you on your professional competence. In the court of law, you can expect no leniency, and you can expect no hardship because of your gender. The problem really is with the societal construct, with your will to carry on. So if you are choosing a profession in litigation and you are a young woman, then my advice to you is, please be aware that this is a profession which is going to take a lot from you in the initial years. It starts giving back to you after the first decade. So be ready to put in that extra effort, to put in that extra energy. There is no shortcut. I always tell young law students that if you make Maggie, it can come out in 4-5 minutes. If you make dal chawal, that also you can cook quickly, half an hour. Even if you're a bad cook, it will not take more than 45 minutes. If you have 2 cookers available in your kitchen, roti sabji may take a little longer, a stuffed paratha. But when you are set out to make a chapan bhog, then it is going to take time. You can't hurry the process up. It is not about you or me in the profession. It is about the profession that you are choosing. If we had chosen to be sports persons, gymnasts, in the show business, Bollywood, Hollywood, if we had chosen media, for example, as our profession, then our careers would have started younger. 13, 14, the careers start, but then they end at mid-30s. So every profession has a journey. This profession has a journey which will need a longer investment for you, but then there's no retirement age. As long as you are fit and you are mentally agile, you can be a litigation lawyer. So choose wisely, choose knowing that what you're getting into, and then stick on with your choice. Don't drop out in 1 year or 2 year or 5 years. Be a little ruthless with your own choice. Be a little ruthless to yourself. Be confident about your choice and carry it on. Have the courage to follow it through.
So my next question is connecting to what you have said earlier about the biases. So why is this mindset that the women who are pursuing law are suitable for teaching jobs or has been considered for competing in the lower judiciary services? And it has also been said, I have experienced this personally, that it's very hard. People say that it's very hard for women to build a credibility amongst the client in lower courts or high court. So what are your views on it? Why is this mindset that we are not able to set our credibility?
I think that is completely in our hands. It is not in the hands of anybody else. Because like I have already touched that the way our system works, the way rule of law works, the judicial infrastructure that we have, the population that we have, like all resources, there are long queues in the justice delivery mechanism also. So clients are looking for somebody who is going to follow their case through, who is not going to run away in between, who's not, who's going to be responsible throughout the journey of. I mean, for example, if you're buying a railway ticket or a tour, maybe a holiday tour, you want to go with a travel agent or a tour guide who's going to follow through your tour, not somebody who you can't trust will follow up throughout the tour. So I think the problem really is that not many women lawyers chose to stay on in the profession. The societal construct was the biggest problem, more than the see. First thing is our biology. I mean, when nature has made us, God has made us in a manner that the childbirth is solely our prerogative. It's a privilege, but it is solely our prerogative, and the with the privilege also comes the responsibility and the burden. And if you, I mean, this is not a workspace that you're working for somebody that you can take your maternity leave and you can take off. You have to find some alternate. You have to, of course, also attend to your child, and then how do you draw that balance? Do you have enough help at home? Is your life partner, is your partner in life who you are having the child with, is he helping out enough? Is he really sharing the responsibility? Justice RBG once said, who we lost last year, epitome of really women's liberty and the gender journey in judiciary. She was a sitting judge of the United States Supreme Court when she passed away. And somebody asked her once that, when do you think men and women will be equal in the profession? And she said, and I agree with her, that's why I'm quoting her, that it's only when the men share equal responsibility in upbringing the next generation. So while childbirth is the woman's prerogative and responsibility, bringing up a child needs to be a shared responsibility. It cannot be that, when your child is unwell, you are the one who drops out all the time. You are the one who takes off from work, and, your work is equally important. So that helping hand from home, from your life partners, is extremely important, extremely critical. Strong support system in the sense of mothers, mother-in-laws, brothers, sisters. So friends, you need a strong support system. Work on that support system. And if you work on that support system, the clients who may initially be a little doubtful about you. So let me tell you one thing, Sukriti. I mean, initial years, many of my clients said to my face that she's a young girl. What is she going to do? I mean, how can we trust her with our file? And many of those clients have continued to stay in touch. We speak on Diwalis, etc. And they are so respectful that the same clients call you, you are a form of Durga for them, or a form of Saraswati. They equate you, give you so much of respect if they see you have done your work diligently and with honesty and sincerity. In fact, when I became an additional Solicitor General, I had to give up my private practice, and there were many of my clients who had been my clients for several years, and when I told them I can't do your matters anymore because I am now on the government side. So most of my clients asked me, suggest us a good woman lawyer. We feel that women lawyers are more sincere towards their work. That came to me as such a pleasant note, and it was so heartwarming for me that, my journey has evoked a confidence in my clients that women lawyers are more sincere. So women's journeys are never their own alone. When we choose to be in male bastions, our journeys are scrutinized as it's like a relay race. Every generation has to pass on the baton, run its part well, and then pass on the baton to the next generation. And then the journey is changing, from finding because teaching is a secure job. You have a security, you get a salary, you get maternity leave, you get childcare leave. So is judiciary. You have a fixed time and tenure, and there's a stability in that. Litigation is like a roller coaster. You may be up in the sky one day and you may be down to the ground one day. it is ruthless. So you need to have a strong shock absorber system, cultivate that, have a strong family, friends support, peer group support, have some we also need champions from inside. So we need more women inside, as judges, as senior lawyers, as law officers, and the society will start seeing the change, and it is seeing the change. These are not changes that you see overnight, but these are generational changes. These are transformational changes. They take time, but it's a very good journey. I am very hopeful about it. I have seen that change in my journey as a student of law.
So, have you come across any instance where your male counterpart has commented something on your talent or your work just because you're a woman? Or any instance in your career where you have felt this gender biased behavior in the court?
Sukriti, it takes all kinds of us to make this world. So good and evil goes on in life together. Like, courts and court corridors are not something that fall from the sky. It is built from the same society that we have. So if there are biases in our society, in our families, and what is society made of? Our families. The day we are ready to give equal participation, equal rights, and equal opportunities to our daughters, to our sisters, to our mothers, to our grandmothers. I mean, why just daughters? Why not mothers? So the day the family decides to do that, and it's the family is the smallest unit of the society. The change really starts from us, and courts and corridors are not different from our society. So you will hear all kinds of things. You will hear some mean remarks, but you will get a lot of helping hands. You will get a lot of support if you look out for it. If you sincerely work on your files, if you are honest and sincere about your work, you will get help from such quarters that you didn't know those quarters at all. You get amazing help. So count on your positives, build on your positives, and continue your journey. That is what we need to focus on. I mean, if you even in a college, in any other workplace, it could be such. But let me tell you, a lawyer, the court corridors are amazing learning places. The experiential learning that we have here, you can, if you are prepared with your file, and you are ready on facts, and you have some doubt on law, you can walk up to any lawyer you respect and ask for help, and you will get help. My experience is that you don't get stuck for, in fact, when you are a young lawyer, many a times I fumbled on the podium, and I got help from the bench. I got help from colleagues sitting next to me. Help will come from all quarters, but you need to, keep up your journey yourself.
So, coming to this point of equality, what paradigm shift you see then and now in the legal education, litigation, especially for women, and what, according to you, the change has to be made in the system to promote gender equality in the profession?
See, I strongly feel that we need women in all walks of life. When women are forced to come to the system of justice delivery as clients, as victims, as somebody who need help from the justice delivery mechanism, then one half of the population, of course, they are bound to be there. Now, that one half of the population, how can it remain unrepresented as litigation lawyers, as judges? We need them in all spaces of life, because they constitute one half of the population, and what they bring is balance. It is like, if you don't have equal representation of women, then you are shutting out that one half of the perspective. That is a valuable perspective that they bring to the table. But at the same time, you can't expect that these changes will happen overnight. I think some of the positive things that have happened, in Supreme Court, for example, we now, for the last 7-8 years, we have a very good creche that is available for children of women lawyers and women who work in the registry, court, etc. So the creche system, I think these are the tangible things that make a difference. No young mother wants to choose her profession over her child. You can't expect that a mother will make that choice. So it should be easy for her to do both. Why should she have to make that choice between one? She should be in a position to comfortably choose both. Recently, I heard Sikkim government announced that for women employees in Sikkim is going through a bad birth rate. So to promote that, they announced that a slew of benefits for young women and young mothers. And one particular benefit I really like, that government would engage elder women who are above 40 years of age, who would help the mother and child for 1 year after every childbirth. So this is a support system that you really need. You need somebody who can be a good nanny to your child, family support, etc. So these are things that are very important. Then I think the change, in more than in the system, I think we need change in our families. We need more and more women who will say no to giving up, who would continue to pursue their profession and their careers with dignity, with strength. It is harder, if you are a homemaker, then you have, I mean, it's not an easy job. I'm not saying that it's an easy job, but you have one job. If you choose to be a working woman, then you have to dabble with two jobs, because our societal construct has been such that you don't expect. There's once somebody asked Sushma Swarajji. She was a phenomenal woman and a speaker, and I was in awe of her on one of her speeches. So any opportunity I got to see her speech, I would attend that. And somebody asked her in one of the interactions that, when can we expect our husbands to help out at home? She said, well, your husbands have been brought up by your mother-in-laws in a time when men were not expected to do the homework. If you really want change to happen, bring up your sons differently. Bring up your sons in a manner that they help out at home, that they respect a working woman, that they don't think it's a woman's job to to put the food on the table, to get the laundry done, to get the house clean and all this. So if you bring up your sons like that, they will be better partners to their partners tomorrow. That's how this journey has to move. I don't think in system, I mean, I think system things like creche, etc., this will work out. Feeding rooms, these are necessities. We don't want women to drop out when they have children, and at the same time, more support at home.
Oh, wonderful. So you have served judiciary for 25 years and stood at many important positions. So, is there any case which you see as a turning point in your career? Because you have always fought for the rights of women, children, disabled, and you have been keen advocate on anti-tobacco litigation as well. So, is this somewhat your passion, and which case you consider as a turning point in your career?
So, Sukriti, it is not just one case. Actually, let me tell you, the lawyer's job is that of a social healer, of a social doctor, of a social tailor who mends garments, does rafu work, or to the societal feelings. People don't come to lawyers in their happy times. People come to lawyers when they are at the lowest ebbs of their life, when they are really disappointed, when they've lost hope from all else. Then they come to the lawyers, and lawyers become their vehicles for access to justice. Lawyers can't give them justice, but lawyers become their vehicles for access to justice. So the relationship between clients and their lawyers is a very strong relationship. And as social healers, you don't just take the brief and the fee from your client. The client leaves his pain with you. He feels that his pain is safe with you, and you will do something about that pain. You will find some respite for him. So every relationship with a client is a very special relationship. And even when you feel that somebody is fighting for small sums of money, You may think that, 50,000, 1 lakh, this is such a small thing, small pensions, a few hundred rupees or something. That is important for them. For your client, it is important. Otherwise, they would not be in court. So these are beautiful relationships that you forge. And even when you don't, so the beauty of this is, even when you lose the cases, the clients don't, if they've seen you putting your best foot forward and best effort, they will not be disappointed with you. They won't say, aapne case hara diya. Ultimately, they will put it to their destiny, ki Bhagwan ne yahi manzoor kiya tha. Destiny was like this, so that is how it happened. But there was one case, if you want me to speak about, I mean, I would most definitely pick up the case of the battle for permanent commission and command positions for women in the Indian Army and the Indian Navy. These are two cases that I was able to take to finality. I felt that, that was a journey that was very close to my heart also. I'm from a defense family, and B, I felt that in defense forces also, it has been a male bastion. Fighting has not been the job of women. So defense forces have always been male bastions. So their journeys had a echo that was similar to our journeys as women lawyers, of how what were the difficulties, what was the construct of the organization that was not allowing them to achieve their full potential, while allowing them to progress, not giving them the full potential. So that was, I think, a matter that, and my interactions with my clients, where they told me that, it's our Jawans and our soldiers and our subordinate ranks, they don't even see our gender. They don't address us as ma'ams. They only address us as sir or sabji. So interesting journeys of, because women were new in the defense. These were the first amongst the pioneer women in the defense forces who fought this battle. So the not having enough logistics and infrastructure, no separate women's loos, these kind of things were battles that they also had to fight through. The organization organizations are always gender neutral supposedly, but then organizations where women are less, they don't anticipate that women will be there. And same like, I mean, Justice Geeta Mittal, who retired as the Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir High Court, she said that in the women's common area, for women judges and in common areas, there were no separate loo for women judges, because they did not expect that women would be occupying these spaces. Similarly, women convicts who are brought to court for their peshies, there was no women's loos there. They have to stay from morning to evening, and there was no separate loo. Now, these are basic things, but they didn't expect that women would be coming to court as convicts or coming to court as judges. So the journey keeps going. These are one step at a time, and eventually, when the force becomes big, then one glass ceiling at a time.
So my next question is something I asked to all the seniors. So if I ask Madam Aishwarya Bhati to sum up her incredible journey in few words, so how you will define it, and what was the major learning you learned during it?
I think it has been a journey in self-discovery. I did not, it was not a conscious, well thought through decision. I started off as an accidental lawyer. I got into litigation at Supreme Court. I've always practiced in Supreme Court. I did not go to any other court. And I did not know how it was going to be, but I have learned immensely. I have grown. I have been blessed. I have enjoyed every step of my journey, and I think it is an incredible responsibility on our shoulders if we can discharge our duties and give that satisfaction to the citizen who is wronged, who feels who's wrong, that he has had his shot at justice. He had access to justice. He fought his battle. Ultimately, in life, it's not the outcome of the battles that define our life. It is how we fight those battles that define our lives. So I feel that the satisfaction and the strength of fighting your battles well, truthfully, honorably, with dignity, has been the biggest learning and takeaway for me in this profession. And that's what I would recommend for all who choose to be litigation lawyers.
So, finally, what is your message to all young lawyers, not only girls, but all the young lawyers? And what are those 5 do's and don'ts you feel they must remember while pursuing this profession?
So somebody once told me 3 capital H's, and that is something that I have really liked, and I feel it echoes with me. I strongly feel that. So that is what I'm going to share with all the young students, or students who are studying law, or young students of law who are practicing law. When you choose a profession in law, you choose to be students for life. There are 3 capital H's which are which will be your surest guide through the journey of a litigation lawyer. The first is hard work. There is no shortcut. There is absolutely nothing that you can achieve without hard work. That is like the sine qua non, your first step. No door will open for you without hard work. And if you do hard work, even if you feel that it's an impossible door, hard work will find its way. Hard work is like water. It will find its way. It may take time. Even against a rock, even against a mighty rock, with persistence and perseverance, hard work will find its way. So first is hard work. There is really no alternate. Second is honesty. When I say honesty, I don't mean that, do no harm to others. That's not the kind of honesty when I talk about honesty. When we speak about honesty in a professional setting, it is the honesty to your brief, the honesty to your work, honesty to your client, honesty to your counterpart on the other side, your lawyer who's arguing the other case, the case on the other side for the opposite side, honesty to the bench, honesty to the judge who's on the chair of justice, honesty to your conscience. That is the honesty that I speak about. And that is extremely, extremely critical, that if you've taken somebody's brief, if somebody has chosen to give you the responsibility of his case, do it with all the honesty at your command, in the best possible manner that you can. Work hard on it. Be honest about it. Be fully honest about it at all levels. Be honest to the other side. Be honest in all ways of the profession. And the third capital H is the one that literally comes at the end. That is humility. And that becomes even more important as your journey progresses. When you're getting recognized, your name is carrying some weight and respect, and you start feeling that it is all, it's all my doing. I'm this hotshot lawyer, and I'm this and I'm that. It is a lot of blessings that has paved way for your journey. It is, of course, hard work and honesty, but then humility is very important. My mother always says that a tree that is laden with fruit, that has to be with humility. If it stands up like that with all rigor, then the wind will blow away the fruits. So when you are becoming more accomplished, more and more in your journey, becoming more senior, understand that it is never just you. I mean, Earth can think that I'm the blue planet, I'm the planet with life, but it's without the sun, Earth has no existence. Without, if Earth was a little closer to sun, we would be so hot, there would be no life. It was a little farther, it would be so cold, there would be no life. If there was no gravity, there would be no atmosphere. If the gravity was more, atmosphere would have gone away. If gravity was, the atmosphere would be too close. I mean, if moon was not there, our oceans would not have its structures. If Earth did not revolve and rotate, it would not have seasons, day and night. So it has taken so much from the providence, from the universe, from the solar system, for the blue planet to have life. It's not the blue planet alone. But if the blue planet has this understanding that it's so many people working that has made your journey possible, and so many blessings on top of that, then you can enjoy your journey better.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming to Verdictum and giving us an insightful. Thank you so much. So once again, wish you a very happy Republic Day. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It was very nice talking to you.
Thank you.